So pray that, that you'll develop genuine affection for the people you serve with and the people that you meet. Number 2, refuse to be detached, distracted, or focused only on your Sunday morning to-do list. People must trump tasks. Treat your conversations with one another in the opposite way that you would treat an email. Email is direct and one way. Make it a real conversation, which is number 3. Make every effort to have at least 2 meaningful conversations every Sunday. One maybe before the service and one after the service. This will require that when you show up to serve, you're there on time. You come with the right mindset. You're in the headspace to serve. You may be starting your day with prayer before you come to serve. Lord, you loved people. I'm going to church because I love you, but I love people too. Sometimes I'm not good at loving people because I'm too focused on loving you. Help me to try to do both through your Holy Spirit. It'll also require, number 4, that you become a better listener. People want you to listen. They want to know that you're listening. And I know I have room for growth in that area myself. I heard a quote from John Maxwell this week that a turning point in his ministry occurred when he stopped walking quickly through the foyer. And I always walk quickly through the foyer, so I'm going to try and walk slower. And just linger and let people catch up with you so they can talk to you. Number 5, when you're not serving, but someone else is serving you, let them know how much they're appreciated. A little gratitude goes a long way. And maybe the guests, we can't count on the guests, although sometimes they're better than the regulars. We can't count on the guests, shouldn't count on the guests to build the esteem of other servants in our teams. We can certainly do it because we know what it's like. Number 6, when you identify a problem or something that's not working right, instead of playing the blame game, ask yourself, what can I do to fix this? You take responsibility. You learn how to solve things on your own. Don't run to the director, don't run to the board member, don't run to me. You become a problem solver. Number 7, since this church can only be as strong and healthy as the individuals who call it home, this church can only be as strong and healthy as me and you. Scary thought, okay? Commit to growing yourself. Identify at least one way that you can grow as an individual in the next year. I'll give you an example. I plan to grow myself by cultivating a better attitude. I'm going to spend more time with people who have good attitudes. I'm going to read about how to develop a good attitude, and I'm going to begin practicing. I'm going to make it a regular prayer item because it does, I think, reflect your faith level as well. I want to pay so much attention to my attitude in the coming year that a year from now, I'm hoping that one of you will be able to say to me, Daryl, you did it. I'm like, what? What did I do? I want to get in trouble. Last year at the Contributors Gala, you said you were going to work to develop a better attitude, and it worked. I see you as a more optimistic, faith-filled person than you were 12 months ago. So I'm working on my attitude. What are you going to work on for the next 12 months? When it comes to wanting better relationships and stronger community ties, I think all of us, I had most of us, I think all of us have good intentions. So what gets in the way? I agree with John Maxwell when he says, most fail because they don't want to expend the energy. To meet this goal that I'm setting before you tonight, to take relating and community at River City to a whole new level this year, you're going to have to guard your schedule so that you've got energy to give away. Otherwise, this will just be good intentions, and we'll come back here next year and we'll be in no different place, and I'll give a talk that'll be inspiring and edifying about something else.
The Leafs.
The Leafs, yeah. Actually, hopefully it's the Vikings, because Brett Favre is going to come back. Okay, don't just keep a to-do list. Develop a stop-doing list. All right? And visit your, put a stop-doing list on your fridge so you can free your time up. We all develop these to-do lists, and they get longer and longer and longer and longer, and we get less and less time because we only have 24 hours a day. It's the common leveler, right? 24 hours is all we got to work with. So we got our to-do list. Develop a stop-doing list. I believe that good is the enemy of great. So let's not commit to being good relationally at River City. Let's commit right here and right now to being great when it comes to relationships. Greatness will come to us not through circumstances or chance, but as a result of this conscious choice that we're making tonight, as well as honest hard work. Success for River City Church will not come in some silver bullet. Hey guys, you've had me for 8 years now almost. That's my one learning, is it doesn't come through some silver bullet program or some silver bullet idea or ad campaign. Success will come one conversation at a time, one healthier relationship at a time, one new connection at a time, as each of us does his or her part. And so you can be part of the reason for this church's success over the next 12 months. Now, will everyone agree with us? Will everyone like the new River City focus? Well, if history is any indicator, probably not. When your mission is as focused as ours is, people either buy in or they don't. When new people come to our church, very quickly you will find out that they share our values or they don't. And when they don't, and there's no mission alignment, they'll leave because you and I will act like antibodies to get the viruses out. There's nothing wrong with getting viruses out. There are, 60 churches in town? We're not the only one. We can't be all things to all people, but we will be good. We will be great at what God has called us to do. Now, I happen to believe that each ministry season needs one BHAG. BHAG stands for Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. My BHAG for the coming year, and this runs through our leadership team as well, is to get to the point of being able to run a live feed from the theater that we're in to an adjoining theater, either to our left or to our right. And this will be our overflow theater. It'll be a place where extreme introverts can better find God, where people who want to be anonymous can find God, where nursing moms can go, where people who want more time for prayer can go. And on big Sundays like Easter and Christmas and other outreach Sundays, this overflow theater hopefully will be full. And when it is, we can run it to a third theater. There are 4 more theaters that we can work with. So let's fill them. And I think part of the vision is that in the early days it would just be video. But then going down the road, what we envision, I think, is we would envision that each theater down the road would have other leaders leading it. That the only part that would be the common thread would be the sermon. So the sermon would be the only thing that's going to keep the church glued, consistently working on the same themes. But in each theater, you would have different bands, different styles of worship. We could have a youth-driven theater. We could have an unplugged acoustic kind of theater. We could have more of a, the candles kind of high church experience theater. Whatever is going to connect with people who are far from God. That's what I see happening. But we want to get one more theater open. That'll probably just be video in the early days in the coming year. Sometimes life makes you take courses you didn't sign up for. Sometimes God makes you take courses that you didn't sign up for. For me, this past ministry year has been like that. Then again, heroicism is not possible without struggle, and no one is exempt from struggle. I think one of the most healthy adjustments that adults make is to make that realization. No one is exempt from struggle. We watch commercials and television, and advertisers and marketers tell us that if you do this, you won't have this stress or this struggle anymore. No one is exempt from struggle, and nothing will take that away short of Maranatha, Jesus coming back here. What's the destination that you want to achieve in your life? What history will you write at River City Church in the coming year? More accurately, what history will we write together in 2010, 2011?